Here we go, Raptors playoff preview, guys, and game one of the first round is going to be tomorrow night. All right, Raptors and Bucks. It's a 5:30 tip off. Yeah, 5:30 tip off. Again, the Raptors should win this series, but again, you can't take Milwaukee lightly. You can't. They finished the season okay. They had a good run. That's why they got to 6. And the Raptors, they finished the season really, really well. But before we get to that, before we get to, that kind of stuff and breaking down the series and everything, I want to say two things. Number one, I think it was as of yesterday, we cracked 50,000 total channel views. I appreciate everything you guys have done for the channel, and, let's go for another 50,000. All right? So, again, appreciate it. Now, the second thing, I will not be able to make game one of the first round to the square. I will not be able to make it down there. However, game 2 is Tuesday night, and I will be down in the square for that game. Now, guys, again, follow up on Twitter. The link will be down in the description. Follow up, DM me, message me on Twitter, whatever, and get in some kind of contact so then we can fire you all up down at the square. We'll have a little group going, and we'll watch the game, get fired up, and enjoy it. All right? So let me know again, guys, who's going, and let me know on Twitter what your deal is. All right? So now for the main reason of the video, Raptors and Bucks round 1, baby. Let's go. I am really pumped for this playoff run. I don't know why. There's this extra thing, right? Midway through the year, we're like, this team is struggling hard. They look like they're going to get murdered in the first round. Then they make the trades. Lowry goes down, but they make the trades. But you're like, you're optimistic, and they do okay. They fare well without Lowry. Then Lowry comes back, and they win 4 games to end the season. 4 straight. All 4 that he played in, we won. Now, I'm not saying that's a sign that we're going to be kicking everybody's butt on the way through. I mean, that's not going to be the case because playoffs are a totally different beast. But, again, the main guy that you have to worry about on this Bucks club, I mean, we've seen this before. You got Dwayne Wade on Miami. We saw it last year. Mainly Paul George on Indiana, right? Those two guys were their main driving force. You could say Dragic for Miami. You could throw Monte Ellis in Indiana. You could say George Hill for Indiana when he was there. I mean, but mainly it was Dwayne Wade and Paul George. Those are the two guys you go bang. But with Milwaukee, you have, obviously the Greek freak himself, Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's the guy that's going to drive this team as far as they can go. He is a stud. He is ridiculously long. He's a big, big player. And, this is the guy, if you can find a way to contain him, you're giving your team a really good chance to win. They do have some Raptor killers on this team. John Henson, again, you look at his statistics, 6.8 points a game, 5.1 boards, not too great, but he is a Raptor killer. Then you get Chris Middleton, Dellavedova, obviously played on the Cavaliers last year. Tony Snell when he was with Chicago, he used to rip up the Raptors. Michael Beasley, Mirza Teletovic, we remember him from the Brooklyn series. He was a beast from 3. Right, and then it's tough, right, and it sucks for the Bucks because Jabari Parker's obviously out, and he was a big part of this team, and also Greg Monroe as one of their big men. So they got an overall all right team, but again, if you can find a way to contain Giannis Antetokounmpo, you're giving your team a really good chance to win, and that's why having Lowry, DeRozan, and now Ibaka, and you can throw JV into that mix. Having those 4, you could say, instead of just trying to shut down Giannis, they have to shut down Lowry, DeRozan, JV, and Serge, because all of them can take over a game. We saw with JV in the playoffs over the last few years. He's been an absolute tank in the playoffs. If he can continue that way, he might have a really good playoff run once again. And Serge Ibaka, if he can just keep doing what he's been doing for the Raptors since the trade, then there's no problem. And Lowry and DeRozan, you know what you're going to get. But hopefully the playoff woes, as we've seen in the past, don't affect this year's playoffs, and that they're a good team, and everything goes well. But in my prediction, if I had to predict how long this series is going to go, I'd say 6. That's my opinion. And just because I think Milwaukee is going to put up a fight, but I think the Raptors will come out on top. I mean, a lot of people say we're going to smush Indiana and smush Miami. I mean, they both went to 7. So in playoffs, like I said, a whole different beast. You're going to see. I mean, Milwaukee hasn't been in the playoffs I don't think Giannis, let me know if I'm wrong, but I don't know if Antetokounmpo has actually been in the playoffs yet. If he has, then I feel stupid for saying it. But if he hasn't, then again, this is a new thing for him, right? So you might want to show the rookie how it's done. And oh yeah, speaking of rookies, we still got Norm Powell, who's a great player off the bench in the playoffs. Could get, honestly, I'm saying he might get a start over Carroll. I mean, I can't see the way Powell's played this year and the way Carroll's played this year. It's it's pretty lopsided. But I mean, overall, the Raptors should win this series, no problem. As in, no problem, as in not 4 straight. I'm just saying they shouldn't lose the series. The way they've been playing of late, the players they picked up, the grindy guys they have, the great offense, the solid defense of late. I mean, this team has a very good opportunity to beat out the Bucks, and then after that you'll be taking on, I mean, more or less you'd be taking on Cleveland, but I mean, you never know, right? Cleveland's taking on Indiana, so that's, again, you never really know. If Cleveland can't find their form, and they've been playing like they have been since the All-Star break, and Indiana comes out firing, you never know. But the Raptors can only focus on one thing, and that is their series and themselves. Right? That's really all they can do. They can't focus on other series right now. They got to worry about themselves. And it all starts with Game 1. They have not been They've not been very good in Game 1s, as we know from the past. But I want to start this series off on the right foot and getting a win in Game 1. I think you guys could agree with me on that. And I think, I have this weird feeling that this team is going to have a really good playoff run. There's this weird, feeling inside that the way they've been playing over the last few weeks, maybe even a little bit longer if you want to say that, they have an opportunity to really take teams to the town. We can beat Boston. I have the feeling we can beat Boston just because we have in the season, that's for one, but I think we have that extra guy. Boston's got Isaiah Thomas. He's a stud. You can throw Smart. You can throw, Horford. But DeRozan and Lowry combined are just too strong, in my eyes, for the Celtics. They did come first. Credits to them. They are a great team. They finished with the best record in the Eastern Conference. Good for them. But again, playoffs are a totally different story. My personal opinion thinks that the way Cleveland has been playing, I mean, it's the playoffs. You're probably going to see a whole different club, as in, how they play. Well, maybe. You never really know until they touch the court and play in Game 1. You really don't. And, with Boston obviously playing Chicago, I mean, Chicago's obviously a team that's going to fight as well. So, no, I wouldn't say any of these are hands-down easy series for teams. But what I do know is that the Raptors can for sure beat the Milwaukee Bucks. And I'm pretty sure you guys are going to agree with me on that, all right? But let me know in the comments, what's your prediction for this series? How long is it going to go? All right, let me know what you guys think, all right? And you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed the video and you are pumped for the playoffs, hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit that subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below. Like I said, how long do you think the series is going to go? How do you think the Serge Ibaka's are going to do in the playoffs? I think he's going to do just fine. Do you think Lowry and DeRozan are going to keep their good shooting, keep it going into the playoffs, or do you think it's going to be like the old years? Or do you think we're going to win Game 1? How do you guys see the series playing out? Bottom line, that's what I was trying to get at there. All right, and we'll talk to you guys, later tonight, Leafs or Blue Jays edition. They're looking to find a flipping win, or find some offense even, as we're taking on the Baltimore Orioles in Game 2 of the series. Aaron Sanchez on the mound for the Jays. And Leafs edition, Saturday, Game 2. Leafs and Capitals. Leafs look to even up that series at 1 and come back home with a split series on the road. That would be big. And also, like we've been talking about this whole darn video, Raptors edition. Oh, well, Ian, before I actually say that, again, I'm going to keep saying it. Follow the Twitter down below, guys, and keep in contact with me about the square and what your guys' plans are, and we'll try to work some things out, all right? And like I said, we'll talk to you guys Saturday Night Raptors edition, Game 1, Round 1, Raptors, Bucks. We'll see you guys then.